A long time ago, there was a country where the people would change a king every year. The person who would become the king had to agree to a contract that he would be sent to an island after his 1 year tenure of a king. One king finished his term, and it was time for him to go to the island and live there. The people dressed him up in expensive clothes and put him on an elephant and took him around the cities to say goodbye to all the people. This was the moment of sadness for all the kings who ruled for 1 year. After saying farewell, the people took the king with a boat to a remote island and left him there. On their way back, they discovered a ship that had sunk just recently. They saw a young man who survived by holding on to a floating piece of wood. As they needed a new king, they picked up the young man and took him to their country. They requested him to be a king for a year. First, he refused, but later he agreed to be a king. People told him about all the rules and regulations, and that how he would be sent to an island after 1 year. The young man was very wise. After 3 days of being a king, he asked the ministers to show him the island where all the other kings were sent. They agreed and took him to the island. The island was covered with thick jungles, and sounds of animals were heard coming out of it. The king went little bit inside to check. Soon he discovered the dead bodies of all the past kings. He understood that as soon as they were left in the island, the animals came and killed them. The king went back to the country and collected 100 strong workers. He took them to the island and instructed them to clean the jungle and remove all the live and dead animals and cut down all excessive trees. He would visit the island every month to see how the work was progressing. In the first month, all the animals were removed and many trees were cut down. In the second month, the whole island was cleaned out. The king then told the workers to plant gardens in various parts of the island. He also took with himself some useful animals like chickens, ducks, birds, goats, and cows, etc. In the third month, he ordered the workers to build big houses and docking station for ships. Over the month, the island turned into a beautiful tourist place. Slowly and slowly, the ships passing from there started stopping there, and people started coming to visit there. After some time, gradually some people started living there, and thus a small beautiful town was settled there. After 1 year, when the time came for the king to leave his kingdom, the people dressed up the king and put him on an elephant to take him around the country to say goodbye to others. However, king was unusually happy to leave the kingdom. People asked him, all the other kings would cry at this moment, then why are you so happy? The clever king replied, you will know soon. When people reached that island with the king, they were surprised to see that island. The island was transformed into a beautiful tourist place with all kinds of facilities, and people from far and wide had come to visit there. Even their own kingdom was not so beautiful. Seeing them all surprised, the king smiled and said, you were asking me why I am happy. I was happy for this reason. While all the other kings were lost into the luxuries of the kingdom, I always thought about the future and planned for it. I turned the deadly island into a beautiful place for me, where I can stay peacefully. All the ministers and the people of the state saw that where else would they find such a wise and visionary king? then why not making our king forever? They prayed to the king to become their king forever. At first, the king did not accept it, but on their repeated request, the king agreed, and thus he became the king of that kingdom and of that beautiful island forever. If we see in our lives, then we will find that our future is in our hands. Our lives are what we choose to make them. Our future depends on what we do in the present, because our action today creates our future. If we spend more of our today in comforts and luxuries, then our future can become dark. Just like that king built his future in a year, in the same way, you can also build your bright future with your efforts today. Whether you are a student, a businessman, or in a job, this rule applies to everyone. Make a goal for yourself, then determine the time frame in which you want to achieve that goal, and then estimate how much work you need to do every day and every month to achieve your goal, and then work according to this plan. If you sincerely do daily work according to your plan, then one day you will definitely achieve your goal and make your future bright.